10-3. One of the stops going to be adjacent to the Walgreens parking lot. Hello.
Hey, what's up, bud?
How you doing?
Good.
My name is Deputy Estrella with the Indian County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
The reason why you're being pulled over today is because you're failing to maintain your lane.
Oh, I apologize.
So what's going on?
Gosh. I just left my dad's house.
Final stop's going to be past Oslo Road by the Walgreens parking lot. You just left what?
My father's house. He just got out of the hospital. Sorry. My sister's calling me. Sorry. Hey, bud, I just got pulled over. I'm trying to tell him that our dad just got out of the hospital.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Let me deal with this and I'll call you right back. I love you.
Are you on 95?
Yeah, no, on US 1. I'll call you right back, my love. Alright, I'm good. It's all good. Okay, sorry. So my dad just got out of the hospital. I don't live here. I'm not from here, so that's probably why I was like, I'm trying to like look at my sister's location, that type of thing.
Do you have your license or registration
Yeah,
for
sure do.
insurance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any weapons or anything in the vehicle I should know about? Just a question.
No, it's a rental car.
Okay.
No, I live in Utah.
Okay.
So no. Let's. You know, I could probably pull up it on my phone quicker.
Pull what up on your phone?
My ID.
Okay.
Read the look at.
Where are you coming from?
Sebastian, where my dad is. He's in the hospital there. So I'm just driving down to Port St. Lucie to my sister's house.
So you're coming from where in Sebastian?
The hospital.
The Sebastian Hospital up there by Rosa? Okay.
Yeah. All right, this is it. I live in Chicago.
Yeah, can I have your phone?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm down here just trying to get my dad sorted out. So it's kind of been a nightmare.
So do you have like the...
No, this is a rental car, so I mean, I have insurance like with my Chicago stuff or whatever, but
What's your name?
Heather.
Alright, here's your phone back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am? Okay. Can I ask you a question? Have you been drinking today?
No.
Okay. So, I can see that you have like watery red eyes. Okay.
Oh, I've been crying a lot because of my dad.
I understand that. Just listen.
Okay.
Listen to what I'm telling
Yeah,
you. Real
absolutely.
Quick, okay?
Okay.
You have watery red eyes. You fail to maintain a lane. Okay. So let's talk outside. Cause can you unlock the door, please?
Sure. Yeah.
Take your seatbelt off.
Yeah.
Let's just step out here.
Okay. What's going on?
Just step in the back of the vehicle and we'll talk out here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Alright, just stand right here, okay?
Okay.
So,
The stop was legally grounded under Florida Statute 316.089. Watery red eyes plus lane deviation provided sufficient, reasonable, articulable suspicion to expand into a DUI investigation established in Illinois v. Caballes, 2005. Once Deputy Stella declared a DUI investigation and ordered the subject from the vehicle, custody attached. Miranda advisement became mandatory. The subject's repeated "I don't understand" does not invalidate the warning. The law requires the warning be delivered clearly, not comprehended.
I have reason to believe that you could potentially be impaired, okay?
That I could be what?
Impaired.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, Over here. I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Hey, no, it's okay. I'm talking to you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I've concluded my traffic stop. Okay. So now I'm going to do a potentially a DUI investigation. Okay.
Okay.
So, before I do that, I'm going to read you your rights so that you understand what they are. Okay. You have the right to remain silent. You understand each of these rights I've explained to you? No? Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand what that means?
I do.
Okay. Before questioning, do you understand what that means? So very good.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused. What's happening?
Try to explain. Okay. Okay. If you cannot afford a hire lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. If you decide to
speak
answer questions
English.
now, without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time and speak with a lawyer.
I will
Okay?
stop talking.
Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
I will have a lawyer present.
Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
No, I don't, because this is like weird.
Ma'am, these are just your rights. They're basic Miranda rights that every citizen in the U.S. has.
Okay.
So I'm reading them to you, and I want to make sure that you understand them before I speak with you. That is what's going on right now. Okay?
Okay.
You understand?
No, I don't.
What don't you understand so I may explain it to you?
I don't understand what you guys are doing.
Okay, so I'm explaining that to you.
No, I have no idea.
I literally told you that I've concluded my traffic stop and I am trying to conduct a DUI investigation.
Okay.
Okay? So before I conduct my DUI investigation, I'm going to read you what your rights are.
Okay.
Okay? Because at any given time, you may stop speaking when being asked questions. Do you understand that?
I am not sure. No.
What are you unsure of?
What you guys are doing?
He explained them to you twice now.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm his
what is
backup
this?
officer.
What is this? Like, are you kidding me?
He's conducting a DUI investigation, ma'am. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
understand
So
that
he's
part.
trying to read you Miranda warnings, so that way you understand your rights.
So, okay.
That's all.
Okay, I feel like my rights are being taken advantage of.
How so? I'm giving you your rights so that you understand what they are. I'm reading them to you.
Okay, so what?
I'm letting you know what your rights are.
What is
how am I
happening
violating
right
any of
now?
your rights?
What are you guys doing?
I just literally told you.
Okay, so
You've
you
been
have
told-
an investigation going on.
You've been told
Okay,
4 times
I
already.
understand that.
Okay, yes. And
Okay, so
and you have rights, like you said, so I'm reading them to you.
What is the end of your investigation?
Okay. So what I'm asking you, if you understand your rights that I've read to you.
I don't care.
Okay? Yes. So you understand.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand what I read to you? Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay. We're gonna start over, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand what that means? Yes? Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand what that means?
No.
Why not? So basically, anything that you say after you agree to, if you agree to speak with me after I read you your Miranda rights, okay, is admissible in a court of law. That's what that means.
Okay.
Okay?
I
You have the
understand
right
that
to talk to a lawyer and have a lawyer present with you while you are being questioned. Right? So, after this, if you decide that you do not want to be questioned, right, you may say that.
part. Okay.
You may plead. Okay? That's what that means. Okay?
Okay.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning. You understand what that means?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't understand what that means.
So in the case, right,
yeah.
that you get arrested, that
Oh,
there's
I
listen
don't
to
think
me.
the's any reason for me to be arrested.
Listen to what
Let's
I'm
be
telling you.
real.
I said in the case that you do get arrested,
I
or
won't.
that you're being investigated, or that
I
you're being
won't.
asked
I'm
questions.
fine.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna let me explain it to you? Because you don't understand, and I'm trying to explain it to you, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In the case that you are being questioned
Okay.
for anything that has been alleged,
Okay.
you, okay, have the right to have a lawyer present with you while you are
okay.
being
Well,
questioned.
I'll worry about that if that comes.
But I want to make sure that you
to
understand
fruition.
that. Okay?
Nope, I don't understand that.
I just explained it to you.
Okay, well, I will deal with that if that
Ma'am, we
comes.
will sit here all day until you understand.
I don't.
Okay?
I just want to go to my sister's house.
I
My
understand
dad
that.
is
But
in
right
the
now,
hospital,
what I'm doing is
and-
I'm conducting a DUI investigation. If you
Oh,
become
okay.
uncooperative and you deny, I'm going to have to go based on what I have so far.
Okay.
Okay? So,
I feel like you guys have like better things to get after
Oh, now we're doing our job.
other than me. Like I'm literally not like what you guys are trying to.
okay.
I don't know. Like you just like case up people. It's all good. Like whatever you have to do.
Okay, so
It has
people, I have no idea
nothing
what you're
to do
talking
with
about,
me.
ma'am. Okay, listen. I'm going to read you these rights, okay? And if you choose not to answer me, I'm going to take that as you invoking your Fifth Amendment right, okay? And then I'll go from there. Does that make sense to you? Okay? I'm going to attempt this one more time from the top, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? It's yes or no question.
No.
Okay. Having these rights in mind, you wish to speak with me now?
No.
The subject lawfully refused vehicle search consent. That right was overridden by two independent doctrines: Plain View and open alcoholic beverage exposed from the officer's lawful position under Horton v. California, 1990, and search incident to arrest under Arizona v. Gant, 2009. Force applied during the arrest is evaluated under Graham v. Connor, 1989. Officers issued clear verbal warnings before contact. The headbutt while being buckled in constitutes battery on a law enforcement officer under Florida Statute 843.0-1, a standalone felony charge. Grades: Deputy Stella, B-. Miranda handled with patience. Plain view and search incident to arrest applied correctly. Deduction: no standardized field sobriety tests before detention. The single most defensible evidence in any DUI prosecution. The subject, C+, refusing consent and invoking the Fifth were legally sound, but resisting a lawful pat-down and headbutting an officer converted a contestable arrest into two additional felony-level charges. Rights are defended in courtrooms, not on the roadside.
So she has invoked. Okay. So as of right now, ma'am, I'm going to ask you a question here. Okay, you're being detained.
Okay.
Potentially driving under the influence.
Okay. Are you for real?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys are bored.
Do you consent to a search of your vehicle?
No, I do not. Absolutely not.
Right. Because whatever you covered under that blanket.
It doesn't matter. I don't consent.
It's
It's okay.
2 boxes of seltzers.
I can jump up in here if you undo
You need
this.
help?
No.
Ready?
No, I can't undo this.
Undo what?
This thing. Like I'm not like some hardened criminal.
Nope. By policy, everybody is.
Okay, well,
you know what? Step out.
you can throw me in there, I guess. Like,
How about we do this? I was trying to do
okay.
Okay,
This is nice. This is nice. What are you talking about?
What do you have in this pocket right there?
My keys to my car.
Okay, may I go in there and put them on top of the vehicle while you're sitting in my patrol vehicle?
No, you can take this off. You can take this off.
Yeah.
You can take this
2202.
off.
Do we have a female officer down south?
Stay with no person.
Yeah, exactly. You can take this off of me. I'm not a hardened criminal.
Face the vehicle. Face the vehicle.
You face the
Face the vehicle.
You mother. What are you talking about? Take these off
No.
of me. This is crazy.
Yeah, those are cut waters. Those are alcoholic beverages.
Detained.
Huh?
I'm gonna call that detained.
Yeah, I'll do.
I told you you're not allowed to go into my car.
It's in plain view, ma'am.
Can you take this off
No.
of me? I'm not like some.
No, everybody, per policy, everybody that's being
Ma'am, you're being
detained or
detained.
under arrest
So you
is
don't
placed
have
in cuffs.
Okay? I'm sorry.
You are a loser piece of. You
Okay.
know that? my god. You guys like didn't get a college degree and thought this was like a fun thing for you guys to do, like as a career. Off, both of you. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
It's all right. You've invoked the right, so.
Yeah. Take these off of me. I'm not gonna attack you or do anything.
Nope.
I would hope not.
Of course I won't. You're so stupid. Are you kidding me?
Ma'am, face the vehicle.
You face the vehicle.
What do you think I'm doing?
You kidding? Are you both kidding me?
We're doing our job, ma'am.
You little losers. Like, oh my god. Like, I hate it for both of you. Like, you, like, played video games, like, for fun your whole life. And you are a first-generation immigrant. Like, both of you. Oh my god. Like, I hate it for both of you. Honestly. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I hate it for you guys. I'm so sorry. Aw. I'm sorry. Your parents barely speak English and you're from Cuba or Puerto Rico. You just like grew up playing video games or whatever you do. You're like breathing hard. Like, what the f? Jesus Christ. You guys are like, you guys are next level. How and you hang out together. Oh my god. Like, too much. Too funny. Like, oh my god. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, what video games did you play growing up? Like, you're absolutely out of control.
Okay, so you know what? Search and citizen arrest. I'm just gonna do it.
What's that?
The vehicle. Okay.
How far out? Way up there.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, do you have anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, or stab me?
Stop right here.
Ma'am, do you have anything on you that's gonna poke me, stick me, or stab me? Face this way. Okay. Ma'am, if you don't comply, okay, I'm gonna take that as resisting, okay? And force may be used upon you. Okay?
Ma'am, if you don't stop, you will be directed.
Get your hands out of my pocket. Get your hands out of me. Do you want to kick in?
You do that, that's an additional charge.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this key in the zipper or where?
Stop.
Ma'am, stop.
Right now, stop.
Okay, that's just the key. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't have weapons, you idiot.
We have to check before we place you in a...
Christ.
All right, move your hand back.
Oh my god. Like,
Ma'am, listen.
calm the down.
Listen, I'm going to ask you this one time. Step against the vehicle.
No, I'm not going
Okay.
to do anything.
Step against the vehicle.
Nope.
And separate your legs.
No.
Ma'am?
No. No. No.
Ma'am, listen. Stop.
No.
Okay? Stop.
No. No. No.
All right.
No.
Now you're getting the resisting charge as well. All right.
No.
I think,
No.
put in the vehicle, right?
No. No. No.
Come on, get on the other. I'll get on the other side.
No.
Get up.
No. 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 No.
You're good.
Oh. There you go. Come on.
Hang on. Hey. Battery Leo.
Huh?
She headbutted me
Okay.
while I was trying to buckle her.
Put on a supplement.
I will.
doing the search of the vehicle and documenting it as is, because when I was pulling up at the light, I saw her grab the towel and drape it over this. And then when I asked her for her license, registration, and proof of insurance, she hesitated to go in here because she was afraid to expose that. And then that fell
while
as
I
she's
was
looking
here,
for the bag.
I observed that being open and this open.
Yeah, it says vodka seltzer on it.
Yeah.
So.
I said no. Do not go into my car. I said no. Get out of my car.
Ma'am, it's called search incident to arrest. You are being arrested. So
Get
the vehicle is
out of
being
my
towed
car. I said no.
and is being searched.
I said no.
Lessons from this stop. 1. Skipping. SFST weakens every DUI case. Observation alone is legally sufficient, but evidentiarily fragile at trial. 2. Plain view cannot be blocked by a refusal of consent. If it is visible from a lawful position, it is fair game. 3. Invoking the fifth ends your duty to speak. It does not end your duty to comply with physical commands. 4. A single impulsive act during a misdemeanor stop can attach a permanent felony to your record. 5. Verbal provocation creates no legal defense. It only narrows your options and hardens the case against you. Let us know if there is an interaction or a legal topic you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more legal analysis of police interactions.